used to be a very quiet block, but now there's noise all the time. As I say, the lines of the welfare centre around the block, and everybody's kind of disgusted where the people can't sleep at night. The people just, if they can move, they move out, and it's the welfare centre has been a cause of a lot of this in this block.
I'm going to see if they can let me go inside, but I doubt it, because they don't even let you go inside. You have to freeze out here, even when it's rainy out here in the stupid cold. Because I've been here before, my son, when he was only a year old, and when it's raining, he was getting all wet. And then they had to make me out on the line, because I asked them if I could go inside, and they said no.
Both these women, Rose Ryan, a middle-class housewife, and Carmen Rodriguez, a welfare mother, live in the Fordham area of the Bronx, and both are vitally affected by the Fordham Welfare Center on Bainbridge Avenue. The center is just off Fordham Road, the dividing line in this community. To the north, for the most part, live long-settled Irish and Jews. The area south of Fordham Road is made up largely of poor blacks and Puerto Ricans. The center, since June, has been a source of frustration and irritation for both the welfare recipients and residents of the area. Here's producer Richard Kotuk's report.
Starting at 12 midnight every weekday night, hundreds of people begin lining up outside the Fordham Welfare Center. Last summer it was worse, when thousands sometimes gathered here. These people wait online all night at the severely understaffed, overcrowded center. They're here to apply for welfare, to get undelivered or stolen checks, to ask for help.
I came here at 12 midnight for my check. And if I know if I come by 6 or 7, I wouldn't get my check.
If you ain't here at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, forget it. You come here 6, 7 in the morning, they'll tell you come back tomorrow. Forget it. You stand here all day for nothing.
You can't tell me that all these people that have come here on Monday, they told me my group was closed and I spent 6 hours. You can't tell me that my kids don't have to eat just because the group is closed. My grocery isn't going to give me no credit all the time.
What kind of
$80.50 for 2 weeks to live. Even an animal couldn't live on that. Could you? $80.50 for 2 weeks.
How many children do you have?
2.
What about when you get inside? What kind of service do you get?
Inside, you get a red number. Then you have to stand in line, and then you get a yellow sheet. Once you get a yellow sheet, you go upstairs and wait for them to call your name. Now, I may be number 6. If I leave here by 4 o'clock today, praise God, it'll be a miracle.
The guy told me that I might not get seen today because, they don't take dispossessed. And I said, look, I was here Monday, and the guy in there told me that to come Wednesday, and now I don't know if I'm going to get seen today. And I was 3 o'clock in the morning, Fordham Hospital with my son, because he had an asthma attack. My son, I don't care about me. With my son, he can't take this anymore. He can't take it. He's only a baby. He's only 2 years old. And especially if you don't have nobody to stay with him, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. These people, they don't have no consideration at all. They don't care. Because as long as they're warm in there, they don't care about you out here with your kids. They don't really care. See a lot of people out here with their lines with their babies, and they don't care. God, Jesus Christ, my God.
On Bainbridge Avenue, people use apartment house doorways to huddle from the cold. What are you doing here in this hallway at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Because it's cold. And we can't stand waiting the whole week outside since 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, having other things to do besides waiting out there and having kids sick in the hospital and taking them every week. That's why.
So you stay here in the doorway to keep warm?
Right, because it's cold. We don't supposed to because it's a private building. But we don't got no other choice, especially when you have kids like this. You see, and they get sick. And you have to have them warm.
And if they get me a decent job, I wouldn't be on the line. I'd have a job working, taking care of myself and my kids.
You don't want welfare then?
No, I want them to help me to get a job. I went to school, and I want to get off. I want to help myself.
The Fordham Center was built to serve 6,000 people. It now struggles under a caseload of more than 17,000. Strict new application requirements resulted in a citywide decrease of 90,000 welfare cases last year. But although 3,100 cases have recently been transferred out of Fordham, its caseload continues to grow at the rate of 150 cases a week as more and more poor people move into the neighborhood. Are there really enough workers at this center to handle the caseload here?
Are you asking for my opinion or the official opinion?
Your opinion as a human being.
In my opinion, the 78 income maintenance specialists we have now can handle the load. If I go below that, I think I'll have a problem.
Are you going to transfer out any more workers?
I don't determine that. I get my instructions from downtown.
Are more going to be transferred out?
It's possible.
And then will you be able to handle the load?
I don't think so, but that's my opinion, not the opinion of the central office.
But since this interview, the Social Services Department has removed 16 of the center's 78 workers. Late this summer, a pregnant woman was trampled by other clients fighting to get inside. She lost her child. Since then, people have been given numbered tickets, but some, online from early morning, are told at the last minute that their cases have been transferred out. What just happened?
Transfer you without even letting you know, and I just moved on Walton Avenue. And I was living downtown, they didn't transfer me. I moved over here and they're going to transfer me downtown. Then they don't let you know about or any goddamn thing. And when you come up here, you can't get away on half the goddamn time.
Because only a limited number can be helped each day, some people are told to come back over and over again.
I ain't going to be back up here tomorrow. Every goddamn day I got to come back up here the next day, I'm going to stay right here today. Now you can do what you want to do, but I'm going inside with the rest of them today. Give me a ticket or you don't give me one. And I've been coming up here every day, back and forth. And every day they turn me away and tell me the next day. It ain't going to be no next day because I'm going to stay here today. I was driving a cab and I got hurt in a cab. And I was put in the hospital. And after I came out of the hospital, they sent me right over here. And they told me after I come out of here, they was going to get me a place and everything. And I've been standing up on these lines every morning and nothing happened yet.
This community with its churches, small apartment buildings, and one-family homes is changing fast. As welfare clients move into the area, those who can escape. Up to Co-op City, out to the suburbs. The old have nowhere to go. And the people who've put their savings into homes that just can't be sold for what it costs to buy new ones somewhere else, these New Yorkers have to stay where they are. Rose Ryan is one of them. She lives just a few doors down Bainbridge Avenue from the Fordham Center. Mrs. Ryan and many of her neighbors have been living on this block all their lives.
I have come down at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the mornings to see what was going on. This noise was unreal, and I did come down, and the radios, I've seen people sitting in cars, and the doors open and the radio playing as high as it can go. I did go down and say, please, my children, you're waking up my children. And they did turn them off. But then I came down, there'd be children 6 and 7 years old playing on the street at 3 o'clock one morning. I came down, I didn't know what was going on.
It's annoying to go to bed and then hear unbelievable noise all night in the summer, especially with the windows open. Thousands of people playing radios, children playing in front of the house, banging boxes. It's unreal.
And then these people have no bathroom facilities. They have to go somewhere. It's the law of nature. Somebody has to go. So they have to go to any hallways around in the apartment houses. There are some of the superintendents have terrible times. The urine is actually running down the back steps out of their in their apartment houses, which is terrible that anyone has to down around here in the lane. They have to. I've seen men take down their pants and go to the bathroom here. They have nowhere. They have to go. These people have to go somewhere, and we all have to go. So there's nowhere for them to go. They have to stand on line here, because if they don't, they won't get into the welfare centre.
This landlord, $800 worth of glass he had to replace this past year.
What happened there?
The kids throwing rocks at night. My kitchen window and storm window was broken. Mr. Loftus's windshield and side window was broken. Mrs. Ryan's side window was broken by the kids throwing rocks out here at night.
Yeah.
Playing.
We feel that the city is not taking care of the people, of the welfare recipients, and they're not taking care of us. They shouldn't have people, number one, out on the street all night long. It's to begin with. It's not their fault they're out all night. I wouldn't come out on this day if I didn't have to. These people, and taking small children with them, what they need, the city has to take care of the people, that they don't have to line up outside the welfare centre all night. We are taxpayers. We should be able to sleep too.
But so far, the city hasn't done much. And while those who can move out, others move in. On Creston Avenue, just south of Fordham Road, Ramon and Ileana Hernandez, their married daughter, son-in-law, and their children, a total of 15 people, live in 3 small rooms. The Hernandezes, who received welfare in Puerto Rico, came to New York hoping to better their lives and obtain special medical treatment for their son. To pay their airfare, they sold their only property, their pigs. They'd been trying, without success, to get welfare here for 2 months. But because there are only 4 Spanish-speaking workers at the Fordham Center for a caseload that's 75% Hispanic, no one took the time or trouble to understand their story. And the family still hasn't received assistance. Hilda Pagan of the Citizens Advice Bureau speaks for the family.
And one of the kids is mentally retarded and supposedly needs surgery. He has a brain tumor. And the family is still in desperate need of assistance. They don't have any coats. The children don't have any coats. The father cannot work. He's just receiving, I believe, $60 from Social Security. So what welfare is supposed to be doing is supplementing these $60 or so.
So why haven't they gotten welfare?
Because there's just too much chaos in that center. Too many people coming in, too much lack of supervision. I really don't know the answers, you know. It's just that no one seems to take the chance and treat a person as an individual, you know. They all treat it as numbers, and I just don't know exactly, you know. I've dealt with them. I've called up, and I get no concrete answer, you know.
This is Father Thomas McNulty of Our Lady of Mercy Church.
What worries the most is that the neighborhood is deteriorating and becoming an unfit place for people to live in.
What do you mean?
I mean that they can't live here in peace and quiet and neighborliness. They can't go out at night. They're afraid to come to church or to public meetings. And apartments have been broken into. People have been mugged and robbed and stabbed. In fact, a priest's father 2 years ago was stabbed just before Christmas and almost died in Fordham Hospital. I think at the present time there's an increase in the number of welfare recipients moving into the neighborhood, and I think there's a limit to the number that a neighborhood can safely absorb and retain its identity. If it becomes overloaded with relief people, then the neighborhood will deteriorate. I do think, however, that every neighborhood should absorb a certain percentage.
Is this neighborhood going to die?
If it continues on its present trend, it'll become a ghost city.
And both are vitally affected by the Fordham Welfare Center on Bainbridge Avenue. The center is just off Fordham Road, the dividing line in this community. To the north, for the most part, live long-settled Irish and Jews. The area south of Fordham Road is made up largely of poor blacks and Puerto Ricans. The center, since June, has been a source of frustration and irritation for both the welfare...
Severely understaffed, overcrowded center. They're here to apply for welfare, to get undelivered or stolen checks, to ask for help.
I came here at 12 midnight for my check. And I know if I come by 6 or 7, I wouldn't get it.
It used to be a very quiet block, but now there's noise all the time. As I say, the lines of the welfare centre around the block, and everybody's kind of discussed where the people can't sleep at night. The people just, if they can move, they move out, and it's the welfare centre has been a cause of a lot of this in this block.
I'm gonna see if they could let me go inside, but I doubt it, because they're
recipients and residents of the area. Here's producer Richard Kotuk's report.
Starting at 12 midnight every weekday night, hundreds of people begin lining up outside the Fordham Welfare Center. Last summer it was worse, when thousands sometimes gathered here. These people wait online all night at the...
They don't even let you go inside. You have to freeze out here. Even when it's rainy out here in the stupid cold. Because I've been here before, my son, when he was only a year old, and when it's raining, he was getting all wet. And then they had to make me out on the line, because I asked them if I could go inside, and they said no.
Both these women, Rose Ryan, a middle-class housewife, and Carmen Rodriguez, a welfare mother, live in the Fordham area of the Bronx.